Chosen one, listen closely, because this message is not random. If you are watching this today, it means God is trying to protect you before something happens. There is someone around you, someone close, whose truth is about to be exposed. You may not see it yet, but God does, and He is warning you because your destiny is too important to be touched by the wrong person. This man's intentions have been hidden in shadows, but God is pulling the curtain back. His name will shock you. Don't ignore this sign. When God sends a warning, it means a blessing is coming right behind it. Your protection has already started. Before you continue, connect with God's energy. Like this video, comment, "God, guide me," and subscribe so you never miss a divine message meant for your path. God is showing you red flags you can't ignore anymore. There comes a moment in every chosen one's life when God begins to expose what your eyes couldn't see and what your heart didn't want to accept. When God starts showing you red flags, it's not to scare you, it's to protect you before something breaks your spirit. Sometimes the people closest to you carry the most hidden intentions, and instead of removing them suddenly, God begins to reveal their true nature, one small sign at a time. He does this slowly so that you don't feel overwhelmed, and so that you learn to trust your spiritual instincts. It often begins with a tiny shift, something in their behavior that doesn't match what they say. A tone of voice, a strange reaction, a sudden coldness, or the way they seem irritated when you're happy or moving forward. You may notice that when you share your dreams or plans, they go silent. When you talk about your blessings, they change the topic. These moments feel small, but your soul catches them immediately. That uncomfortable little feeling you get is not paranoia, it's divine guidance. God gives chosen ones the ability to sense danger before it appears physically. You might even feel confused because nothing big has happened yet. The person still smiles at you, still talks normally, still acts friendly. But something in their energy feels different. God is allowing you to see beyond the surface. He's showing you who they really are when you're not looking, what they really think about you, and where their loyalty truly stands. When God starts revealing someone's heart, He removes the mask little by little until even you can't deny what you're feeling. Your body will also react. Around the wrong person, you may suddenly feel drained, tense, or uncomfortable. Your mind may feel cloudy, or you may start doubting yourself for no reason. This is spiritual self-defense. Your intuition is working overtime to alert you. God designed your spirit as an alarm system, and when it rings, you must listen. Ignoring red flags only delays the truth. Accepting them saves your destiny. You might notice small patterns. This person shows up only when they need something, but disappears when you need help. They get irritated when you win, but act overly concerned when you lose. They pay attention to your weaknesses more than your strengths. None of this is accidental. God is highlighting these signs so that you don't walk blindly into a situation that will hurt you later. And remember, God reveals before He removes. He will give you signs so clear that you can't pretend not to see them. A slip of the tongue, an unexpected message, a strange reaction, or even silence will expose their truth. It might hurt because you didn't expect this person to be the problem. But God exposes in private so He can protect you in public. When God shows you red flags, take them seriously. They are not warnings of fear. They are warnings of love. He is guiding you away from danger and leading you toward a safer, more peaceful future. The person around you has hidden intentions you can't see yet. One of the hardest truths for a chosen one is accepting that not everyone around you has a pure heart. Some people stay close to you, not because they love you, but because they love the access you give them. They watch your journey quietly, but their intentions are far from harmless. The dangerous part is, they don't show it openly. They smile, they act kind, they behave normal, but beneath all of that lies something you can't see. And this is where God steps in. God sees everything done behind closed doors, every conversation you were not present for, every thought hidden beneath a friendly expression. He knows when someone is pretending, even when you don't. You may think this person is harmless because he behaves politely in front of you. But God sees the envy hidden behind that smile. He notices the way this man feels threatened by your progress. He knows that deep down, this person doesn't celebrate your growth. He fears it. He doesn't clap when you rise. He only claps when you fall. And God won't allow someone like that to remain close to a chosen one for too long. This is the type of person who asks too many questions about your life but shares almost nothing about his own. He wants to know your plans, your dreams, and your weaknesses, not to support you, but to stay one step ahead. He pretends to offer help, but secretly wants to see you struggle. He may give advice that sounds good, but leads you in the wrong direction. This is manipulation wrapped in kindness, and God wants you to see it clearly before you trust this person with something important. You may also feel that something is off, even though this person hasn't done anything obvious. That uneasy feeling is not random. It's a spiritual alert. God is trying to show you that this man's heart is not aligned with yours. He may admire your potential, but resent your strength. He may stand beside you, but secretly hope you never surpass him. Jealousy often hides behind polite behavior, but it always slips out when God decides it's time for you to see the truth. God reveals hidden intentions through small moments. A strange reaction when you share good news, a forced smile when you talk about your progress, or a sudden change in tone when you speak about your future. These reactions might feel subtle, but they are loud warnings from the universe. Pay attention to the discomfort you feel. It is God pushing you to look beyond the surface. The shocking part is that this person is someone you never expected to be a problem. That's why God is warning you early. Once this man's real intentions are exposed, you will understand why your spirit felt uneasy. You will realize that God was protecting you from a betrayal you didn't even know was coming. He is removing this person before they get too close to your destiny, before they damage something meant for your future, and before they turn into a storm you didn't see approaching. God's protection doesn't always come with noise. Sometimes it comes through exposure, slow, gentle, but undeniable. And when God reveals the truth, believe it. It's His way of saving you from someone who was never meant to walk with you into your next chapter. God is separating you from people who would block your blessings. There comes a time in your life when certain connections start fading without any big fight or argument. You just slowly stop reaching out. You don't feel like sharing your personal life with them anymore. You pick up your phone to message them and then put it down because something inside you says, "No, not this time." This is not you becoming cold. This is not you becoming distant for no reason. This is God pulling you away from people who cannot go where He is taking you next. God hears conversations you never heard. He sees hearts you never saw. He knows when someone around you is secretly draining your energy, misguiding your path, or blocking your blessings without you even realizing it. So instead of exposing everything loudly, God quietly begins to disconnect your spirit from theirs. He makes the bond weaker so you can walk into your new chapter without extra weight holding you back. You may start noticing that the same people you once trusted with everything now feel different. Their energy feels heavy. Their presence feels tiring. Their words don't inspire you. They confuse you. And while a part of you tries to understand what changed, your soul already knows the answer. God is separating you for your own protection. Some people were meant only for a certain season of your life, not for your whole journey. When God is preparing a blessing for you, He doesn't allow everyone to stay close. Because some people will not celebrate your success, they will sabotage it. Some will not support your growth. They will compete with it. Some will not protect your heart. They will misuse your trust. So God gently removes these people before they delay or destroy the blessing He has planned for you. This separation can feel lonely at first. You may wonder why your circle is shrinking. You may question why friendships that once felt strong suddenly feel empty. You may feel guilty for not wanting to stay connected. But loneliness during a divine shift is not a punishment. It's a cleansing. God is clearing your space so that new, better, safer souls can enter your life. He is making room for people who will bring peace, not chaos. People who will uplift you, not drain you. People who will walk with you, not against you. The truth is, when you're about to rise higher, God removes everyone who doesn't have the heart to celebrate your blessings. He knows who talks about you behind your back. He knows who gets jealous when you win. He knows who secretly enjoys seeing you struggle. And He knows who will block your progress if they stay too close. This is why the disconnection happens, long before the blessing arrives. So don't fight it. Don't chase people God is removing. Don't force conversations that feel heavy. Don't keep trying to make old connections fit into your new chapter. When God separates you from someone, it means your destiny is bigger than that relationship. It means your blessings need room to grow. And it means God is preparing to send new people into your life who match your purpose, your energy, and your future. Your spirit feels drained around this person. One of the clearest signs God gives you is the way your spirit reacts around someone. Your energy never lies. Even when your mind tries to make excuses for a person, your spirit will always tell you the truth. There is someone in your life whose presence doesn't bring peace. It brings heaviness. You may not be able to explain it fully, but every time you talk to them, something inside you feels off. You feel tired, drained, or mentally exhausted. Instead of feeling supported, you feel smaller, weaker, or more confused. That is not love. That is not friendship. That is not alignment. That is God telling you, pay attention. This is not where your soul feels safe. You might notice this exhaustion in small, simple moments. Maybe you finish a conversation with them and feel like your energy has been sucked out. Maybe after meeting them, you need time alone, just to breathe and feel normal again. Or maybe you find yourself thinking deeply about their words long after they leave, questioning your choices, doubting yourself, or feeling bad about things that used to make you confident. These reactions are not accidental. They are spiritual warnings. Your spirit recognizes danger before your emotions do. It knows when a person is secretly draining you, even if they appear polite on the outside. Not every harmful person is loud or aggressive. Some drain you quietly, through subtle negativity, hidden jealousy, or emotional manipulation. They may talk sweetly, but leave you feeling empty. They may pretend to care, but their energy makes you feel unsafe. God allows your spirit to feel these signals so you don't stay connected to someone who is quietly harming your mental peace. You may not notice at first, because your heart may want to give them chances. Maybe you share history with them. Maybe they were once supportive. Maybe you don't want conflict, but your spirit is speaking louder now. God is showing you that this person is not aligned with your future. They are pulling you backward, not pushing you forward. They talk to you, but they don't speak life into you. They listen to you, but they don't understand you. They stay near you, but they don't truly value your energy. You might also realize that when you share your dreams or goals with them, you feel discouraged instead of motivated. They don't uplift you. They make you feel small. They don't encourage your growth. They question it. They don't celebrate your wins. They become quiet or dismissive. That emotional heaviness is spiritual proof that your energy and their energy do not mix. God doesn't want you to stay around people who drain your spirit. A chosen one cannot grow in an environment that keeps pulling their energy down. Your future needs strength, clarity, and peace. If someone consistently leaves you drained, confused, or troubled, God is telling you that this connection is not safe for your next chapter. This draining feeling is not a coincidence. It is protection. God is separating your spirit from someone who was never meant to stay close to your destiny. When a connection is meant for you, it gives you peace, not exhaustion. And when God removes someone, He always replaces them with someone better, someone aligned, someone who matches your energy, not drains it. You're being protected from a betrayal you didn't expect. Sometimes the deepest wounds come from the people you never thought would hurt you. And that is exactly why God steps in before the damage is done. The painful truth is this: the person God is warning you about is not a stranger or an enemy. It's someone whose name would genuinely shock you, someone you trusted, someone you cared about, someone you allowed close enough to touch your heart, your dreams, your plans, and your peace. You never imagined this person could become a threat, but God saw something in their heart that you couldn't. God doesn't wait for betrayal to happen. He sees it long before it reaches you. He sees the jealousy, the hidden intentions, the silent comparisons, the quiet resentment. He sees the conversations spoken behind closed doors, the thoughts they hide behind a friendly face, and the choices they make when you're not around. And because He loves you too much, He exposes them before they reach the part of your life that's fragile. This type of betrayal is dangerous because it doesn't come from obvious enemies. It comes from people who know your weaknesses, your dreams, your fears, and your vulnerabilities. They know where to hit you the hardest because they were close enough to learn your heart. That's why God doesn't take chances with chosen ones. When He senses betrayal forming in someone's heart, He begins to pull you away long before they get a chance to harm you. At first, you may feel confused. You may wonder why certain relationships are falling apart, why someone's behavior feels strange, or why the closeness you once felt is suddenly disappearing. It might feel uncomfortable, even painful, but this distance is not a loss, it's protection. God is creating space where you once had blind trust. He is revealing the truth in shadows you never looked into. He is making sure you don't walk into a storm that would have destroyed you emotionally or spiritually. If this person had remained close, the betrayal would have hit you at a moment when you were vulnerable. It would have come at a time when you needed support the most. It could have broken your confidence, damaged your faith, or slowed down your destiny. God could not let that happen. So he stepped in early. He exposed the intentions before they became actions. He shook the connection before it became a wound. And understand this clearly. When God reveals someone's true intentions, it means your blessing is very close. Betrayal often comes right before breakthrough. People who cannot handle your growth start showing their true colors when God is preparing to elevate you. Their jealousy increases, their loyalty weakens, their intentions shift. That's when God says, "Enough, you're not going to touch my chosen one." Soon, you will realize that losing this person saved you from losing yourself. You will look back and feel grateful that God protected you from what you didn't see coming. This is not a punishment. This is divine mercy. God removes someone who would have broken your heart so he can bring someone who will protect it. He cleared the path so your destiny can unfold without hidden enemies walking beside you. A major blessing is coming, and that's why God is warning you now. Whenever God prepares to lift a chosen one to a higher level, everything around them begins to shift. Doors start opening that were once locked. Opportunities appear out of nowhere. You begin meeting new people who carry positive, uplifting energy. Your mind becomes clearer, your goals become stronger, and your heart starts feeling hopeful for no obvious reason. All of this is happening because a major blessing is already in motion, and God doesn't want anything or anyone to interfere with it. But here's the truth. People don't talk about enough. Before God blesses you, He tests your environment. He checks the people around you, their intentions, their feelings, and their loyalty. He looks at who would clap for you when you rise and who would secretly resent you. He looks at who will support your elevation and who will try to pull you back down. God doesn't allow everyone to enter your next season, especially when that blessing is big and life-changing. This is why the warning comes first. Think of it like this. If God poured blessings into your life while the wrong person was still standing close, that person might try to block it, misuse it, take advantage of it, or keep you from receiving it fully. They might distract you, mislead you, or influence you in a way that delays your growth. God refuses to let that happen. Your blessing is too important, and your purpose is too serious to be placed in a risky environment. You may notice your life going through a cleansing phase. People who once felt important suddenly don't feel connected to you anymore. You start losing interest in conversations that once kept you engaged. You no longer feel comfortable sharing your plans, dreams, and ideas with the same people. This emotional distance is not an accident. It's preparation. God is clearing your circle by removing noise, negativity, jealousy, and hidden competition from your surroundings. This is also why certain situations fall apart suddenly. Plans collapse, relationships weaken, friendships fade, and people act differently toward you. You might wonder, why is everything changing at once? It's because your new blessing cannot land in a cluttered space. God is making room. He's cutting off anything that could block your path. He's removing voices that would confuse you, and people who would not celebrate what He's about to give you. You may not feel the blessing physically yet, but your spirit feels the shift. That strange mixture of peace, hope, and excitement you keep feeling is a sign that something big is already on its way. God is warning you now because your breakthrough is much closer than you think. This warning is not to create fear. It's to show you how valuable you are, how protected you are, and how important your next chapter is. Soon, you will look back and understand why God removed certain people before your elevation. You will realize that losing them was necessary for gaining something greater. Your blessing is coming, and God is simply making sure your path is clean, clear, and ready. Your intuition about this man is correct. There is a certain feeling inside you that keeps returning again and again. You may have tried to shake it off. You may have tried to bury it. And you may have even convinced yourself that you were overthinking. But that inner voice refuses to stay quiet. That is not fear. That is not paranoia. That is your God-given intuition trying to protect you from something your eyes have not fully seen yet. Your spirit has been picking up signals long before your mind understood them. Maybe you noticed the change in his behavior. Maybe you felt something shift in his tone. Maybe his energy suddenly felt different, or the way he looked at you didn't feel the same. It could be something small, a reaction, a pause, an expression, but your heart felt it instantly. You sensed something wasn't right, even if you couldn't put it into words. This is how God speaks to chosen ones, through subtle, quiet warnings that make your spirit uneasy. You tried to ignore this feeling because of loyalty. You told yourself, maybe I'm wrong, or maybe I'm being too sensitive. You gave this person the benefit of the doubt because your heart is pure, and you don't want to judge someone without proof. But every time you pushed that feeling away, God brought it back. Stronger, clearer, louder. Not to scare you, but to wake you up. That repeating discomfort is not coincidence, it's confirmation. The truth is, your intuition sees the truth long before your emotions catch up. It detects jealousy behind a fake smile. It senses dishonesty behind kind words. It feels danger behind polite behavior. When someone's energy is not aligned with yours, your spirit reacts immediately. Your chest feels heavy, your thoughts feel confused, and your peace disappears. That is God telling you, look again. You're not imagining this. This man may not have shown his real intentions openly yet, but your spirit has already recognized the imbalance. You might feel nervous when he approaches, or uncertain when he talks, or drained after interacting with him. These emotional reactions are not weaknesses. They are warnings. Your intuition is a spiritual alarm system placed inside you to protect you from harm before it appears. And understand something important. Intuition rarely explains itself. It just tells you something isn't right. You may not see the full picture yet, but the feeling exists because there is something you need to be aware of. God is giving you this sensitivity because He knows what's coming next. He knows this person's real heart. He knows what they are capable of. He knows how close they are to crossing a line that could hurt your peace or disrupt your destiny. This is why the warning keeps returning. God will not let you stay blind when danger is nearby. He wants you to trust the message He put inside you. You don't need proof to walk away from someone who disturbs your peace. Peace is the proof. Discomfort is the message. And intuition is the protection. God will reveal His name. Very soon, when God wants to protect a chosen one, He doesn't leave you confused forever. He may start with subtle signs, small red flags, and quiet feelings in your spirit. But eventually, God brings everything into the light. The person you're worried about, the one whose energy feels off, the one your intuition keeps warning you about. God is going to reveal His name clearly, and when He does, there will be no doubt left in your heart. God knows that confusion keeps you stuck. It keeps you second-guessing yourself, questioning your instincts, and doubting your own judgment. That is why God never lets confusion remain for long. He gives hints, nudges, and feelings first. But when the time is right, He exposes the truth so openly that you can't ignore it. You won't have to go searching for answers. You won't have to ask around. You won't have to spy, investigate, or assume. God Himself will present the truth in front of you. The exposure can come in many ways. It might be a slip of the tongue during a casual conversation, something He says that reveals His real intentions. It could be a message you accidentally come across, one that shows you what He really thinks of you when you're not around. It could be a sudden change in His behavior, a coldness that you didn't notice before, or a reaction He has when you share something good happening in your life. It might even come through another person who unknowingly tells you something that completes the puzzle. Sometimes the truth appears in the form of distance. The person may pull away suddenly, or their attitude may shift dramatically. God allows this distance because separation makes revelation easier to see. When you're emotionally attached, it's hard to notice the truth. But when God removes the emotional fog, everything becomes clear. And when the truth finally shows up, it will shock you. Not because you didn't sense it, but because you didn't expect that person to be the one. You will look back at moments that once confused you, and suddenly everything will make sense. The pieces you couldn't connect before will fit perfectly. You will see that the signs were always there. You just didn't understand them yet. But here's the beautiful part. The revelation won't break you. It will free you. The moment God exposes this person, the heaviness in your heart will lift. The confusion will disappear. The questions will fade. You will feel relieved, protected, and strangely calm. You will finally understand why God warned you so strongly, why He stirred your spirit, and why He made you uncomfortable around this man. This exposure is not meant to embarrass Him. It's meant to protect you. God is revealing His name so that you can walk confidently into your next chapter without carrying someone who was secretly working against your blessing. Once the truth is uncovered, you will feel lighter, wiser, and more aligned with your purpose. After this warning, your life will become peaceful and protected. When God removes someone from your path, it may feel painful at first, but the peace that follows is undeniable. You might not realize it right away, but the moment this person's energy leaves your life, something inside you will shift. The air around you will feel lighter. The heaviness in your chest will disappear. Your mind will become clearer. You will suddenly feel safe in a way you didn't even know you were missing. This is what happens when God takes away someone who was silently disturbing your spirit. When the wrong person leaves, your blessings start moving again. Things that were stuck begin to flow. Opportunities that were blocked open instantly. Ideas, creativity, and motivation return with full force. You sleep better, you breathe easier, you feel more like yourself. You start noticing progress in areas that felt frozen for a long time. This is not coincidence. This is spiritual confirmation that the blockage is gone. The person who was draining your energy or distracting your destiny is no longer standing in your way. Your emotional world also becomes calmer. You stop overthinking. You stop questioning yourself. That strange anxiety you felt before suddenly disappears. The confusion you lived with for months fades like it was never there. God was not punishing you when He warned you. He was preparing you to step into a calmer, healthier, and more stable chapter. The peace that arrives after the separation makes you realize just how much noise that person brought into your life. You will also begin to see your life from a higher perspective. You'll look back at the situation and finally understand why the warning was so intense. You will remember certain moments, certain reactions, certain subtle signs, and everything will become clear. You'll realize that your spirit was asking for protection long before your mind understood the danger. Once God disconnects you from someone, He opens your eyes to their true purpose in your life, and you'll feel grateful that He intervened when He did. Another beautiful change is how your inner guidance becomes stronger. You start trusting your intuition more. You listen to your spirit more closely. You don't ignore red flags anymore. You develop a deeper connection with God because you've now seen with your own eyes how He protects you, even from things you didn't recognize as threats. Your faith grows not because of fear, but because you've experienced divine protection firsthand. And then comes the breakthrough itself. When God cleans your environment, it means something big is coming. Your finances may improve, your relationships may become healthier, your confidence may grow, and your destiny becomes clearer. The path that once felt blocked becomes wide open. You start attracting better people, better opportunities, and better experiences. What felt like a painful separation becomes the doorway to a bigger blessing. This warning was never meant to break you. It was meant to save you. It marks the beginning of a new, peaceful season where you are protected, guided, and aligned. Once this person is gone, your life will not just change, it will transform. You will walk into your breakthrough with a lighter heart, a stronger spirit, and a destiny that nothing and no one can block again.